What is up, everyone? It's Joe from Get Good Drums and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how I listen to a song and program out the drums to it. I've got a song in Logic that is Nolly's One Hit Wonder metal playthrough song. And I'm going to basically reprogram the drums that he's got in the song and show you how I go about doing that. Why would you want to do that? It's useful for covers. It's useful if you get sent a track with programmed drums, but they haven't got the MIDI file anymore and you need to work out the drums and remix it for them or something. And it's also just a really great way of sort of analyzing drum beats, learning what people are programming and how to apply that to your own compositions. So it's a really powerful tool that I've used in the past to sort of step up my programming skills, and it gives you all sorts of ideas about how you can make your drum parts more interesting. So as I said, the song I'm going to be transcribing is the Nolly One Hit Wonder metal playthrough song, which sounds like this. I'm just doing a first section, otherwise this video will be long because it does take a bit of time. It's not a quick process. But I'll play you what we're going to transcribe. Sweet. So, if you've been following us, you probably know the tune. It's a great sort of kill switch Parkway Drive metalcore song. For it, obviously, I'm going to use the One Hit Wonder metal pack. Not only does it mean we're going to have the kit pieces we need, but we can also match the tones if we're sort of struggling to hear exactly which part he's programming. You don't have to use it. You can use whatever you want. Maybe I'll do another video where I'm using a different kit to show you how I can interpret it. But for this, I think we're going to keep it a little bit more simple and match the library. This also means you can follow along yourself. So the first thing we got to do is work out the BPM. There are different ways you can do this. If I'm feeling lazy, I'll just sort of mess with the tempo until I think it's in the right ballpark. But a quick way to get into the ballpark is to use a BPM sort of tap thing. Don't know what they're called. A tap tempo tool. Thanks, Justin. So this is on justinguitar.com. You can get like apps on your phone or whatever, but this is a really great way to quickly get in the ballpark of the tempo at least, and then you can fine tune it. So I'm just going to loop this. Start there. And where's it loop? There's a 1. Doesn't have to be like 8 bars or anything, just to work out the tempo. That should do. Took me a second. I started with the mouse and kept missing it, and then did the space bar, and then it did the loop, and then I had to restart, but we've settled at 170. So let's just whack that in. So let's just play it and see what happens. Bang on the money. Thank you, Nolly, for not doing like 170.5 or something, because bands do that. So I'm firstly going to just turn the metronome down so it's not clipping. And as you can hear, the accent is on the 1 of the bars of 4. So we're going to want to move this to be on the 1, because we don't want that to be off. So we simply do that. So this song is obviously in 4/4. If we are in a different time signature, we'd need to work that out and then adjust the BPM and click to that. So I'm going to just get rid of the silence for this. So now, what do I do? We've got a nice easy opener to work out. We've just got a hit, basically. We need to work out what it's on. When I do this, I normally try and split it up into kit parts. So I'll do a pass on, or at least a couple bars of kick. Then I'll go through and work out where the snare's hitting. And then I'll program out It depends. Sometimes I'll just hear it and go for it and program out where the symbols are, but sometimes I'll just program where there are symbols and then work out which symbols are actually playing. So let's just listen to this very beginning and work out what's going on. Okay, so we've got cymbals and a kick, and then some further cymbals before going into the rhythm. So let's make a MIDI region and put in our kick, because we know there's a kick there, right? I'm going to bring up the velocity so we can hear it. So we can hear there's cymbals, but is there one cymbal, two cymbals? It's kind of hard to hear with everything coming in straight away, right? So you want to pay attention to the stereo field. If something's like over to one side, then we know there might just be one cymbal. To me, it sounds like there's two. If you want to clean it up just to hear the cymbals, you can always put a high pass on. To me, I can hear there's two. One left, one right. And as a drummer, I know that just makes sense. Now we want to try and work out what symbol is on the right. Because if we look at the One Kit Wonder Metal Kit, we've got one on the left and then two, well, one in the center and then one to the right. Oh, sorry, let's take that back off. Could be that one, you know. I think it's that. And that. Yeah. So as you can hear, I'm just really dialing in and focusing on these specific parts to try and work out what's going on. So we've got a cymbal hit on this third beat and then another one on the first beat of the second bar. So now let's listen to what we think they could be. What do you reckon? Oops. Sounds like a hi-hat to me. It's open and it's a hi-hat. So we are on the third beat. Maybe there. Sounds good. The reason I can tell it's correct is because it's almost like I can't hear what I've programmed. If there was something wrong, you'd hear a difference. So let's say, let's put it on a crash choke. You'll instantly hear it just doesn't sound right. Okay, that's a bit quiet. So we're doing a ride, and I've turned down the track a bit because it's quite loud. That wasn't there. That's not in the original. Get rid of it. What are you doing? So now it sounds to me like we've got something coming in on the right stereo field. Right? Suddenly something coming in over here. To me, it sounds like a China. Okay, that sounds good, but there's something else missing. To me, it sounds like something's happening over on the left. Can you hear what it is? I think it's a hi-hat again. Another open hi-hat. Now, the reason I'm so confident with this is because I am a drummer and I know what drummers do in these kind of things. Nolly's really good at writing realistic drum parts. And I just know that's something that drummers do. So I can make an educated guess and assume that's what's happening. And just by knowing what these cymbals sound like, I can immediately hear and understand that is what's happening. This is where studying drummers and studying your favorite records is really going to come in handy. Sweet. So we've got the first bar and a half worked out. Now we're going to start getting into some more complicated things. So let's focus on just the kick and snare for this section to begin with. So this is where using your divisions is going to come in handy. I don't know how you do it in other DAWs, but in Logic, you want to go to, I just click the custom layout for this. You can go like this, which is kind of simple, but I just go custom because it's going to allow me to change the subdivisions of the gridding in this programming piano roll. So we can hear that there's a snare drum on that 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Right? And to me, sounds like a flam. That means 2 hits. What's our mapping about? There we go. So I'm just going to not worry about velocities at the moment, and I'm just going to program that in. Bit close. Cool. Now, I'm struggling to hear whether it's 3 or 2 kick drums before the snare. I'm going to mute this guy. So a cool thing, let's do it. So we can actually slow down this track super easily. We go to Customize, Control Bar and Display, and you want to click this Varispeed. Again, I don't know how you do it in other DAWs, but I'm sure there's a way. Now we can literally just make it slower. It's not going to sound great, but we can start listening to what's going on better. To me, that sounds like 3. There you can hear it really clearly. 1, 2, 3 snare. Right? Let's pop this back to where we go. There we go. So let's just assume it's semiquavers, 16th notes, right? So I'm just going to program in 3 16th notes. Oh, that sounds weird. So something's up. We know there's 3 kicks, but this doesn't sound right. So that means we're in a different subdivision. So let's slow it down. Oops. To me, it sounds like these ones are early. So that means they start later on the original, which means we need to change subdivision, guys. So if that means we're going to be in 24th notes or 32nd notes. So let's go 24th, put these 3 in. Cool trick in Logic, if you highlight them and then press backslash, it's going to shorten the notes so they don't overlap. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let's put it up to 30 seconds and try that. Again, highlight, backslash. That sounds a bit late to me. Now we can do another trick, which is using the playhead. We can see that there's a kick here, right? So we can instantly see that it's not right. So let's go back to 24ths. Now this will line up. The Yeah. Okay, so what I was hearing wasn't that it was incorrect, and this is where things can get a little annoying sometimes. It's actually just artifacts from the fact that we're slowing the track down a lot. Sometimes it can kind of like split transients into 2, so it sounds a bit like... It's a terrible recreation, but you get the gist. But through experimentation of the sort of analytical tools we just did, we can work out that that is correct. Okay, great, move on. Digga-digga. Now we've got some toms, I hear. How many? Ba-ba-bum. Sounds like 3. And you can actually look at the waveform here. To me, that looks like 3 peaks there. Yeah, after listening to it a couple times, it's definitely 3. So we can see there's 1 there. Which tom are we on? Again, studying the stereo field, to me it sounds like it's just this guy. So let's put this there. We can see it starts here, right? Sounding good. So we can hear that the next kicks and crashes are actually ahead of the beat, and you can see that here too, right? So we've got a kick there. So we know we got a crash on that kick because you can hear it. But listen to just the crashes, because we need to work out which crash it is. You can hear it's coming in on the right side, but we need to listen to hear if it changes or if it's the same, and if it changes, which one hits first and then which hits second. Listen to the pitches of the cymbal. So to me, it sounds like a lower pitch crash and then it goes to a higher. So let's work out which is which. Lower, higher. So let's program in that lower pitched. There we go. So let's just listen to what we've got. Sounding good. Sounding good. So let's just focus on the kick and snare for this next bar. So sometimes if I'm doing this, I like to count it through, and then you can just hear, count it out loud, sorry, and then you can hear like if the snares are lining up with the numbers you're saying. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they are. They're on 2 and 4. So let's just put those in. Now, what about the kicks? What are they doing? Are they all sort of on the numbers? Are they in between? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. A mix. So let's just focus on this first snare and where the kicks are. Are they before or afterwards? And this is another tool I use to work out. I physically look at where the playhead is to see where the kicks, to see where the hits are coming in. It's kind of like Guitar Hero, right? When you see the thing coming towards you, you can see if things are going to be before a note or after a note. And I can see just by hearing and looking at the playhead that they're before this snare drum. And if you look here, you can see on the waveform also that they are before. So let's just put 2, because I can hear there's 2. You can see there's 2. They line up with the grid markers here. And then just using the grid markers here again, you can see there's 1 there. And 1 there. Now just looking at the waveforms, they could be snares. So let's just double check by listening back to it. Sounds good to me. Sounds right. So let's put in those other crashes. Where are they? Let's count through from here. 1, 2. That was way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're on here. Nice. I think we've got that down. So just listening, I can hear that that crash continues. 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't change pitch, and it doesn't change frequency, not as in like hertz frequency, but frequency of its division. So let's focus on the snares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 and 4 again, keeping it nice and straight. Okay, so we've got some more busy stuff going on the kick here. So again, just sort of listening and following the playhead, I can see that there's something in this space. Let's study the waveform. We can see there's a big peak here, a big peak here, and a big peak here. So that suggests 3 hits on the kick. 3, 4, 1. I can hear there's a kick on the 1, and there's 2 before it, so let's just try that. Bingo bango. We're on the money. So now this is a bit more... So we've got a sort of staggered rhythm. Let's count through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those kicks aren't coming on the beat. Let's study the waveform. We know that that is the snare. By putting the playhead there, I can see it lines up with the snare, lines up with the transient on the waveform. Da, gum, gum, ba, gum. That's drums for kicks in between crashes. So it's really kind of cheating by studying the waveform, but it gives away so much information. And that's done. Let's listen to it back again. Sounds bang on to me. So what are the crashes doing in this next section? Because if they're... Normally I do kicks and snares first, but if they're just still crashing on 1, 2, 3, 4, then we may as well just copy paste them. Yep, they are tapping along on the desk. I can hear that those crashes line up with the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the snare doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 and 4 again. Hey, this is Future Joe. As I'm editing this, I can hear that there should definitely be a crash on the and of 4 in bar 4 on the left side with the kick. I missed it. Even I am not perfect. So yeah, back to it. So let's listen to the kicks and follow the playhead and see if they're landing before or after the snare. To me, it sounds before. Let's study the waveform up here. So we know that there's a snare on beat 2, which is there. Yeah, looks like the kicks are coming before it. So we know there's kicks coming after it somewhere. Is it coming on a beat or off a beat? 2, 3, 4. Sounds like there's definitely one on the beat. There's another one before that snare. I can hear it. 1, 2. Right? So let's pop the playhead there. We know there's a kick here. So we got the snare here. Is this the kick we just put in? Waveform, MIDI note. Yep. Looks like there's another kick there. So we're just going to program up to the end of this bar, because we got some interesting stuff going on here. So, is that quick double bass starting before the bar or after the bar? 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. It's definitely coming before, right? So let's pop the playhead on the bar. Yep. Looks like there's some kicks there if you ask me. Now these sound like a quick succession of kicks, right? And are they the same rate as this, or do they slow down? Keeps going, right? So let's just copy these in. We don't know how many we need yet. We can study the waveform if you want, but I'm just showing you a different way. That's probably too many, right? Yes. So let's mute this and count through where they stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's somewhere around 2 and 3, I think. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think we've got like a weird grouping here. So we can put the playhead there. Yeah. So we see 1, 2, 3, unless this is a snare, which it could be. Don't hear a snare there. So it's probably a kick. So let's assume, it looks like this is the last kick in the sequence of 16th notes, right? There's nothing here. So let's assume that's the last. Delete those, unmute the track, listen to the reference. Sounds right to me. So where are the snares? 1, 2, 3, 4. Still on 2 and 4. Happy with that. Oh, that one's off. That one's down a note. So where are those other kicks? Definitely around the snare. How many more are there in this bar? 1, 2. Okay. We can cheat, go up to the waveform. 1 there. 1 there. We know there's 2, so there's not going to be any more. Yeah. So now there's more things going on in the cymbals in here I can hear already because there's stuff going on in the stereo field that I'm picking up on. So I'm going to first focus on this cymbal because we've familiarized our ear to the pitch and the stereo placement. We can hear if it's going to change. So let's just focus on that and hear if the hitting it on every quarter note or crotchet is consistent through this bar. Because if we hear it is, then we can just copy and paste them in straight away. I think it might be. Let's do it, see how it sounds. Yes. I'm happy with that, but there's other stuff going on, right? There's stuff triggering over in the left stereo field and stuff triggering over in the right. I can just hear it. My ears are picking up on it. So let's work out what it is. So to me, it sounds like something's happening in the second beat. So I think it's a crash, and I think it's occurring on this kick. It makes sense. Normally in this kind of music, drummers kind of match up the crashes with kick drums, right? Accents. So what pitch is it? Is it that one or that one? To me, it sounds over in the left ear, so I'm going to assume it's this, right? Let's program it in. That was a lucky guess. Sounds right. So let's assume the next one's coming on this kick because it's matching up with the kicks. Probably. It might be wrong, so we need to confirm or see if it's wrong. It's going a bit fast, so let's slow it down. That's really cool at a lower tempo. Slams. So, sounds to me like it's coming up on this kick, right? But what cymbal is it? To me, it sounds kind of trashy. It's got a trashy quality. So that means it's probably either going to be a splash or a china. Oh my goodness. What is going on there? just focusing on the stereo image, I can hear it's coming through the right ear. It's not that centralized where the splash is. It's definitely coming over here. So I'm going to put a China there. Almost. Yeah. What do you think? Now, is there another crash on that? Focus on the pitch of that left crash. I think there is. Let's just elongate the file so we can hear if there's a crash that rings over. 100% you guys. Pop it in. Let's listen back to the full thing. Listen to it soloed. We've done it. We have copied the drum part. So basically, using these sort of diagnostic techniques, you can really work out what people have done, transcribe them, and then study them, and you can take bits from it and apply it to your own stuff. All right, guys. From here, obviously, you'll need to go in and edit the velocities and such, but you can look at our other videos on our YouTube to find out how to do that. I hope this was really useful, and I will see you next time.